afternoon and welcome. Skidmore and RPI. Engineers and the Thoroughbreds fighting it out for a spot in the Liberty League tournament. Both clubs come in here tied for fourth. Both are 5-4 in the Liberty League as we get started to play today. Engineers 7-11 overall. Thoroughbreds 11-7 overall. And you're going to see a contrast of styles here today in this ball game. If you haven't been familiar with the style of play for the Engineers under Coach Mike Griffin over the last 3 years, they basically run a non-stop 40-minute full-court press. They're going to try to keep the pace as hectic as possible. They're going to substitute 5 men at a time. They're going to try to wear down the opponent. They're going to try to create a lot of turnovers. They will, on the downside, they will give up a lot of easy shots when the opponents break the press. They'll give up, their opponents will usually get a pretty high shooting percentage. But the Engineers generally hope that they'll create enough havoc and get way more field goal opportunities on the night and outscore their opponents. That's precisely what happened when these two met 2 weeks ago in Saratoga Springs. The Engineers pulled out a 96-95 victory on a last-second three-pointer by Nick Keefe, the 6'1 guard who scored 20 points that night. In contrast, Skidmore, rather than playing 15 players, as RPI will almost undoubtedly at least 15 players this afternoon, Skidmore relies heavily on its starting five, and especially this afternoon its front court. And it's a big front court for Division III Liberty League standards. So watch out for those front three. That includes Connor Merrill, number 33, the center at 6'6". Eric Sanders, a 6'5 forward, who wears number 32. And Perun Kovacevic, number 11. He's also a 6'6 forward. So that's sort of the setup here. RPI's hectic, frenetic pace, using 15 players. None of their players, by the way, average more than 20 minutes a game. And it's typical of this style. You can never tell who's going to be the leading scorer for the Engineers. They've had 8 different leading scorers in 18 games so far this year. The starting five for the Engineers as they get out there will be, jumping center will be number 35, Chase Allman. against number 33, Connor Merrill. We get the rest of the lineup here for the Engineers. You see the guards, 23, Reggie Colas, and 5, Pat Harrington. Also out there to start, number 15, Tyler Gendron, a 6'5" forward. And it'll be Skidmore ball. Number 10, Nick Keefe, the 3rd guard in this 3-guard lineup. He will be easy to distinguish because he is wearing the face protection. Number 10 on the far side. Now, Tanner Brooks will bring it up. Skidmore ball to start here. Going right to left on your screen. Inside, a lot of contact there. And it's going to be out under the basket. It'll be RPI's ball again. Just underway. Both of these ball clubs 5 and 4 in the Liberty League. That means they're tied for 4th, which is crucial in the Liberty League. Only the top 4 teams get to the postseason tournament. Here's Reggie Colas out to Gendron. Left-handed three-pointer won't fall. Tipped up by Harrington inside out to Keefe. He'll take the 3, and that's a little short. Kovacevic with the rebound, and Skidmore coming back the other way. That's Alden Meta-Noonan, number 5, also in the backcourt for Skidmore. Off to Tanner Brooks. Meta-Noonan. Sanders won't take the 3. Kovacevic is looking for Merrill. Now he'll take the 3. Rebound inside by Allman. Both teams start off a little cold in the first minute. Reggie Colas will pull up a long 2, and he hits it for the first basket of the afternoon. Reggie Colas makes it 2-0 RPI. And as you see, after a made basket, they'll pick up with a full court press, trying to force the turnover. The downside is when they give up a long pass like this and sometimes an easy shot. Defense gets back this time, and Brooks will have to take it back out and set up the offense for the Thoroughbreds. Sanders looking to get inside, off the glass, won't fall. Kovacevic gets the rebound and puts it back up in and ties it all at 2-2. Pat Harrington, starting point guard. He's one of the co-captains, number 5, bringing it up. Here's Keefe inside to Chase Allman, and he took an extra step as he lost control of the ball. Called for traveling, and as you can see, the starting 5 plays 1:48 for RPI before Coach Griffin substitutes a whole new 5. We'll catch up on them as we can. Number 45 in there, Nash Wadowski, will guard the inbound play. Full court press. And there's Sanders, easily broken here as RPI retreats back into the half-court defense. Meta-Noonan driving on the left-handed dribble, back out to Sanders. There's Brooks. That's Kane trying to force the trap. Inside, no good by Merrill. Loose ball. Merrill's going to pick it up again. Inside on Hatcher. Meta-Noonan driving baseline. Looking to go on Wadowski. And Wadowski will pick up the foul. So in the front court for the Engineers, 45 Wadowski and 52 Brian Hatcher. The 3 guards in right now are number 4, Nick Kane, number 20, Jesus Cardenas, and number 12, Josh Dugas. Dugas scored 20 points last night in RPI's 107-78 win over Union College right here in Troy. That game rather right here in Troy. This is Cardenas bringing it down between the legs dribble. That's off to Dugas. Cardenas up top. That's a long shot there by Dugas, and he gets it to go. 5-3 RPI, 17 minutes and 27 seconds to go here in the first half. Just underway in Troy. A lot of pressure. Brooks loses the handle but gets it back. Meta-Noonan now down left to Merrill. 2-on-1 break. He's going to take it himself and gets the bank shot to fall. That's Connor Merrill with the shot. Ties the ball game up at 5. It's Cardenas looking to inbound to Kane. Pulls up and takes a 3, and it's off the left side. Wadowski had a hand on it but can't control it. Sanders comes up with it for Skidmore. 5-5. We played just 3 minutes here in the first half at the East Campus Arena in Troy. Tanner Brooks, wide open, finds Merrill. Slam dunk makes it 7-5 Skidmore. And again, that's the downside of the RPI defense. They'll do a lot of trapping, but if they don't force a turnover, sometimes they will give up an easy basket. Dugas, a one-handed runner, can't fall. Sanders the rebound. Brooks wide open down the other way. Merrill tries the alley-oop. Can't get it to fall, but right there is and there's a foul. Kovacevic right there for the rebound. Missed the first one, got fouled on his second attempt. Varun Kovacevic, a 6'6" junior for the Thoroughbreds. One of 5 starters who come into this ball game averaging in double figures. He comes in at 11.5 points per game, 5.7 rebounds. And again, substituting 5 at a time, the original starting 5 back in for RPI. That's Harrington, Colas, Gendron, Almond, and Keefe. 9-5 Skidmore as Harrington brings it up. That's Keefe. Colas with a 3. That comes up short. A piece of the ball there for Sanders. Now going to try to take it one-on-one on the smaller Colas. Puts it off the glass but can't get it to fall. Almond swipe cleans the board. RPI coming back the other way. Keefe, a long jumper that's just a little short. RPI has a size disadvantage. They have a 3-guard lineup, and so one of their guards is always going to face a disadvantage, and right now that is Keefe, who stands 6'1". He's been guarded either by Kovacevic at 6'6" or sometimes Merrill, who's also 6'6". 9-5 Skidmore. 24 on the shot clock. Sanders inside, taking it all the way. Can't get the roll. Kovacevic is there for the rebound. Do we have a tie ball? We do. Reggie Colas ties up Kovacevic. Possession arrow favors the Engineers, and we'll head back the other way, going left to right on your screen here. 9-5 Skidmore. 15.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Gendron over to Keefe. Right now he's being guarded by Sanders, who's a good 4 or 5 inches taller than him. It's a tough matchup for Keefe. Inside Almond, nice spin move, but can't get the shot to fall. Merrill there for the rebound. And the Thoroughbreds back the other way. Meta Noonan now high up on the left side. Into the corner, Kovacevic. Brooks inside Sanders. Shot clock at 15, still a lot of time. Gendron tries for the steal, can't come up with it. Sanders has a nice touch on the little floater in the lane. And it's a 6-point lead for Skidmore, and that's going to be cause for a timeout for Coach Mike Griffin and the Engineers. 11-5, 14 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in the first half. Again, coming to you live from Troy, New York, at East Campus Arena on the campus of Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. Some early stats here. Take a look at things. Field goal attempts so far, Skidmore 3 of 11, RPI 2 of 9, so both teams cold to start with. Engineers 1 of 5 on 3-pointers, Skidmore 0 of 1. Rebounds 10-6 Skidmore. That's going to be a statistic to watch all afternoon. The Engineers will likely can't win the battle of boards here today, but they just don't want to get beaten too badly. That's Gendron out at the top of the key. Inside Almond. Gets the bank shot to fall, and it's 11-7. Full court press again. Here's Sanders. Ball tipped away by Colas. But Sanders recovers, and the Thoroughbreds take it up past half court. Down low, that feed over to Quentin Howard, just into the ball game for Tanner Brooks.
Engineer follows number 35, Chase Allman, his first team third. At the line for Skidmore, Quentin Howard.
Howard just getting his first action, goes to the line. He is typically the first guy off the bench, and no exception today. He comes in averaging just 2.3 points per game and playing just 11 minutes. Again, Skidmore leans heavily on its starting five. All five of them score in double digits. All of them play at least 26 minutes a game. In contrast to RPI, which has no player averaging even 20 minutes a game. Skidmore up 13-7, closing in on the 14-minute mark. That shot short by Keefe. Howard with the air ball rebound, and Skidmore back the other way. Chance to open up its biggest lead of the afternoon. Three-pointer by Brooks is going to be a little short, but back in the corner he's going to get his own rebound. And a fresh shot clock here for the Thoroughbreds. Shot won't go by Howard. I'm sorry, I called that as Brooks. I misidentified that. That was Gabe O'Brien, number 21, who shot that three-pointer. Here's Gendron, a little bit short on an outside three, and again Howard with the rebound. Alley-oop pass down to Merrill. Can't complete the alley-oop, but he made the catch and went back up with the jumper. Couldn't get it to fall.
Engineer fouls number 15, Tyler Gendron, his first.
Tyler Gendron whistled for the foul, his first. 13-7 Skidmore.
Skidmore
14-7. This ball game was tied at 5. At 17, at the 17-19 mark. So we've gone in the last 4 minutes. The Engineers have only 2 points. That inside layup by Allman. So from 5-5 to 15-7, Skidmore on an 8-2 run here. That's Cardenas with handling the ball out to Kane on the left side. Second unit in right now for RPI. Cardenas pulls up 15-footer, got it to go. And ending a drought there, Jesus Cardenas with the bucket for the Engineers cuts the lead back down to 6. Tanner Brooks back in the ball game, bringing it up over half court for Skidmore off to Gabe O'Brien. O'Brien right side. Ball tipped away, and Wadowski tried to save it, but could not. So O'Brien and Brooks in the backcourt. Well, O'Brien is going to be subbed out, and it's Eric Lowry, number 10. So now Lowry, 10, and Brooks in the backcourt for Skidmore. Kovacevic, number 11, Sanders, 32, and Quentin Howard, number 12, in the front court. Kovacevic tries to feed Howard. Nice bounce pass to Sanders, but a nice block by Wadowski. Cardenas going to hustle down the other way, set up a three-pointer. That's Dugas, hits it, and a foul. Josh Dugas, chance for the rare 4-point play. He hit that jumper from the left wing, got the foul. As we mentioned last night, Dugas had 20 points. And RPI's win over, or rather 21 points, 21 points last night in the win over Union. The Engineers hit 14 three-pointers, making a big difference in that blowout win. Can't get the free throws, so he can't get the 4-point play. And the game stays at 15-12. Here's Meta Noonan back in the ball game. Down to Howard, gets the layup and in, and it's back to a 5-point lead for the Thoroughbreds. Here's Cardenas, pull up 15-footer, won't fall. Kovacevic with the rebound. Almost traveled, but kept his footing. It's Meta Noonan. Lowry open on the wing. Nice bounce pass into Howard, but Wadowski looks like he got a piece of that ball to block it away. Fresh 35 on the shot clock for Skidmore. Cross-court pass to Meta Noonan. Brooks. Nice feed to Howard, wide open. RPI tried to trap Brooks, and he saw it coming, and he fed Howard. Easy layup, puts Skidmore back up by 7. There's a foul that's going to be on Howard as Hatcher tried to drive to the goal. RPI looks like it's getting to sub in another set. Looks like it'll be four. Yes, another set coming in as soon as Hatcher gets this free throw. And the first one's long, not close at all. And everyone out but Hatcher. Coming in there, 21 Jonathan Luster, 24 Jarrett Boglin. Also in 34, Will Lewis. .42, Mike Sakoza. And 55, Craig Fitzgerald. 19-13, RPI trails. 11:20 to go here in the half. It's Tanner Brooks. Right wing Meta Noonan. Inside Kovacevic. Nice fake up and in for the bucket. 8-point lead now for Skidmore. And that shot falls for Luster. Nice job there by Jonathan Luster. Stands only 5'11", got that shot over the 6'6" Kovacevic. Nice feed there, Merrill with the layup, and Skidmore back up by 8, 23-15. This is Luster off to Fitzgerald, trying to drive on Merrill. Up in the air, kind of a little bit out of control, but he draws a foul. Kovacevic unhappy with the call, but Fitzgerald will go to the line.
The line for RPI, Craig Fitzgerald.
$10:39 to go here in the half. And that first free throw gets the front iron and off the back iron. And no good. 23-15 again. 10:39 to go here in the first half. And he misses them both. It's Sanders inside. Meta Noonan. Luster bringing it up. 10 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the half. RPI down 8. There's a long three that's going to be too long for Sakoza. And RPI starting 5 coming back in. Well, most of their starting 5, put it that way. Sean Dempsey in along with all the other starters, Allman, Colas, Harrington, and Gendron. Sanders brings it across half court, 8-point lead for the Thoroughbreds. Brooks has a wide open 3, and he doesn't miss it. And it's an 11-point lead, biggest of the afternoon here for Skidmore, 26-15, as we just crossed the 10-minute mark in the first half. Colas on Meta Noonan. Meta Noonan gets a little bit of the ball. Again, RPI is going to have a size disadvantage at almost every position this afternoon, and you can see it right there. Reggie Colas going up for the jumper. Colas stands 5'10", tried to get the shot over Aldine Meta Noonan, who stands 6'4". Got a finger on the ball and blocked it out. Got it out of bounds. Colas now back out top. Nice attempt by Allman to keep the ball alive, but couldn't control it. Kovacevic does. And Brooks across the half-court line. Skidmore looking to stretch what is already an 11-point lead. Brooks now over Meta Noonan. Down low, wide open. Kovacevic can't get it to fall. Nice defense there by Allman. Closing quickly. didn't allow Kovacevic to get the uncontested layup. Colas, bank shot won't fall. Nice play by Allman to keep it alive, knocking it out for Gendron to pick up. And Merrill comes up with that ball again, 26-15. We got a timeout here for Joe Burke and the Skidmore Thoroughbreds, maybe needing a little bit of a breather here. Again, RPI substitutes 5 at a time and just keeps his pace as hectic as possible. Skidmore is a club that relies heavily on its 5 starters. They log a lot of minutes. And you can see on the sideline, Tyler Brooks and others hitting the Gatorade, hitting the water bottles, trying to get a little bit of a breather here. Right now, looking at some of the stats, Skidmore has hit 9 of 22 shots for 41%. In contrast, the Engineers are just 6 of 22 for 27%. That includes 2 of 8 on 3-pointers. Also, as we said early, a stat to watch all afternoon is rebounds, and right now Skidmore is dominating that battle, 21-11. RPI tries to force, they're going to get out rebounded, but they need to force a lot of turnovers to sort of get more, to create more scoring opportunities than their opponents. And right now Skidmore has just 2 turnovers through the first 11 plus minutes of the half. So Skidmore doing a good job of protecting the ball. RPI not creating the turnovers it is going to need to make a comeback in this ball game. Individual scoring, take a look real quick. Kovacevic, or rather Merrill leads Skidmore with 8, Kovacevic with 7, Quentin Howard with 6. All 3 big interior players for Skidmore, using that size advantage to score a lot of easy buckets inside on RPI. And Engineers so far led by Josh Dugas, who has 6 points. Inside, nice bucket there by Sanders. 28-15, largest lead of the afternoon here for Skidmore. Colas trying to use his speed over the larger Meta Noonan, can't get the shot to fall. Allman showing a lot of hustle inside, gets the rebound. And again, first 5 is out for RPI, second 5 back in. That's Kane, number 4, Dugas, number 12, Cardenas, number 20, Wadowski, 45. And it looks like, I believe, Hatcher, 52, playing center. He's all the way back at half court and gets the inbound pass. That's Cardenas, pull up 15-footer, won't fall. He hit one of those earlier, but now has missed 2 in a row. 28-15 Skidmore. RPI now only hitting 6 of 24 from the field here in this first half. New player in there for Skidmore, number 23. That's Isaac Karp, getting his first action of the day. Sanders back to Karp. Tipped out of bounds by Hatcher. 7:50 to go here in the first half. Skidmore 28, RPI 15. This is the biggest lead of the day for the Thoroughbreds. We had 2 ties and 3 lead changes, but those came very early in the ball game. It's been all Skidmore the last 8 to 10 minutes here. Air ball is picked up by Kane. He's going to try to hustle back down the way. Feeds Dugas inside. Pull up jumper from 10. Just a little strong. Nice rebound by Hatcher. But Kane can't hold it. Now Kane gets it back. So a new shot clock here for the Engineers. That's Cardenas. Right-handed runner falls. (28-17). Engineers down by 11. This is Karp. Nice trap there. Wadowski gets the steal off to Cardenas. Looking to, oh, nice no-look pass by Cardenas to Wadowski. Wadowski was almost a little too far under the goal. They were looking for, Wadowski was looking to get the, draw a foul there. He thought he got hit on the elbow as he was going up to try to score. No call, but instead it will be RPI ball on the baseline. 28-17. Karp back out. Meta Noonan in. Kovacevic also out, and Brooks back in. Here's Kane. Back out to Dugas. Pull up 18-footer, a little short. Wadowski hustling, but saves it right to Howard. And he steals it away again. Nice hustle this afternoon by Wadowski. He's showing a lot of energy off the bench here. Saved that ball, the rebound from going out of bounds, came back and stole it right out of Howard's hands. Dugas for the three. Just can't quite find the range yet. RPI getting ready to substitute another 5 as they move to the scorer's table. This is Tanner Brooks driving on Kane. Foul called on the floor. It's going to be called on 45, Wadowski. 5th team foul for the Engineers, so not in the bonus situation yet. 5 new players in for RPI. There's Brooks. Passes up a 3-pointer. Howard trying to get position, calling for the ball. They can't get it to him. Now he's got it inside. Puts it up off the glass. Won't fall. He's battling Fitzgerald. 55. It'll be out of bounds to Skidmore. So that's in the front court for the Engineers. The 2 big men, 55 Fitzgerald and 24 Boglin. And then you have a 3-guard setup with 21 Luster, 34 Lewis, and 42 Sekoza. Tanner Brooks all the way up at the half-court line. Now trying to run some clock a little bit. That's Sanders. Nice feed to Merrill. Can't get the shot to fall. Tight defense by RPI, kind of forcing that ball, forcing Merrill to shoot it before he was ready, before he had his feet in position. Long 3-pointer by the center Fitzgerald, but it won't fall. Sanders looking to run the other way. Takes it all the way. Gets the bank shot and the foul. Bucket by Eric Sanders. And Thoroughbreds match their biggest lead of the game, 13 points. It's 30-17 now. Sanders now with 6 on the afternoon to go along with 5 rebounds. A chance for the 3-point play. A chance to give Skidmore its biggest lead of the day. And he does. 31-17, 14-point lead for the Thoroughbreds. RPI, again, tries the full style is to use a full court press the entire game and create a lot of turnovers. They haven't been able to do that so far. Skidmore really good at protecting the ball. There's Tanner Brooks on the breakaway. Doesn't get it to fall. Allman with the rebound. Gendron back the other way for the Engineers. Pull up 3. Won't fall, and the Engineers just can't. They have a lot of guys who will take the 3. They just haven't found anyone who's got the hot hand in the early going from range. In fact, we take a quick look at some of the team stats. Right now, the Engineers 2 of 11 on 3-point attempts. Dugas has hit both of them. He's 2 for 3, but no other player has been able to hit from distance. And now the Engineers are committed their 7th foul. They're in the bonus, and Tanner Brooks will go to the line. Making the first gives Brooks 4 points on the afternoon. He's 1 of 2 field goals, 2 of 2 free throws. Skidmore now with a 16-point lead, 33-17, its biggest of the afternoon. And these 2 teams just met 2 weeks ago in Saratoga Springs, and the Engineers pulled out a 96-95 win. It's a nice drive by Dempsey, but the ball just won't fall. Merrill with the rebound. You see Nick Keefe, number 10, with the face guard. He hit that three-pointer at the buzzer in Saratoga 2 weeks ago to give RPI the 1-point win. A three-pointer by the center, Connor Merrill. And the Thoroughbreds are just pretty much all of their players are pretty hot, red-hot shooting, and the Engineers are not. 36-17, Skidmore. Brooks penetrates wide open. That shot is short by Lowry, but the Thoroughbreds get the rebound, a fresh 35. Nice no-look pass by Brooks, but a little bit too low for Kovacevic to handle. And the Engineers substituting another wave of 5. Hatcher, Wadowski, Kane, Dugas, and Cardenas. 3:40 to go. Engineers down by 19. They've just been ice cold this afternoon. 7 of 32 shooting. That's just 22%. And that includes 2 of 11 from distance. RPI coach Mike Griffin substituting frequently, bringing in a new batch of 5, trying to find someone who's going to have a hot hand. No one has found the touch from three-point land, and it's been tough going inside because the Engineers, by and large, are smaller than the Thoroughbreds, and they're fighting a losing battle on the boards. Lowry a little out of control, but regains it. Can't get the jumper in the lane to fall. Rebound to Hatcher. Cardenas runs it back up the other way for RPI. Heading to the 3-minute mark. Here's Dugas. Can't get it to fall. He's now 2 of 4 from three-point land. Cardenas will try it, and it does fall. After a long drought, the Engineers finally get another three-pointer. Jesus Cardenas hits it, cuts the lead down to 16 as we go under the 3-minute mark here in the first half. Here's Sanders. And Skidmore is, by and large, look to make a long pass to break the press, but if they can't get that, they've set up in the half-court offense and been very patient about working the ball around and working some clock. Three-pointer short there by Hatcher. 36-20 as we get down close to the 2-minute mark here in the first half. Meta Noonan and Cardenas, a little bit of contact there. Foul called on Cardenas, who by his body language looks like he thought Meta Noonan was hamming it up a little bit. Like there was a little bit of brush of contact, but Meta Noonan let out a squawk and threw up his arms and got the foul call. Meta Noonan on the day, that's his first point. Up until that point, he was the lone Skidmore starter not to score today. They are led right now, by the way, by Connor Merrill with 11. Kovacevic and Sanders with 7 apiece. 38-20. Engineers down by 18 as we hit the 2-minute mark in the first half. Ball kicked out of bounds by Meta Noonan. Aldine Meta Noonan is a 6'4" sophomore out of New York City. Three-pointer for Dugas. Can't fall. Dugas hit 2 of those early, but now has been finding it difficult to regain the touch.
Engineer foul is on number 20, Jesus Cardenas, his second.
Cardenas picked up the foul there on the scuffle for the loose ball. Meta Noonan will go down to shoot 1-1 with 1:52 to go here in the first half. And the Engineers' woes can be told by the numbers. 8 of 37 shooting here in the first half, including 3 of 15 from three-point land. And they've been out-rebounded 33-19. (40-20). Engineers now down by 20. This is the biggest deficit they faced all afternoon. Long three by Kane. Won't fall. Engineers looking now a little bit frustrated on offense. Didn't really work the ball very long in that possession. Kane ended up taking a very long three-pointer, which didn't fall, and now a foul on this end. Bigger Skidmore team just being able to control the boards. They've committed 6 turnovers so far, which is, I mean, the Engineers, by contrast, have only committed 2, but by and large, for the RPI full court press, constant full court press defense to work, they need to create more turnovers than that, especially against a team that has a distinct size advantage and is going to really control the boards. So 40-20. Skidmore up on top, 1:31 to go. Again, these two teams just met 2 weeks ago in Saratoga Springs, and the Engineers pulled out a 96-95 victory. A three-pointer by Nick Keefe at the buzzer to win it for the Engineers. But it's been a different story today, as RPI has just really been ice cold offensively, and Skidmore being able to really use their size advantage, getting a lot of production from their front court to build up this 20-point lead. So foul by Lewis, a little bump with Brooks. Lewis looking for the backcourt violation there, but of course his shove helped Brooks cross the half-court line. Tanner Brooks playing a solid point guard this afternoon, really handling that press well. He's got 6 points. That includes 3 of 3 from the line. Or rather, excuse me, 3 of 4 from the line now for Brooks. Fitzgerald inside. Got a lot of contact, but no call. There's Lewis. And there's a foul that's going to be called on the Engineers. Or rather, a violation, a traveling violation. 41-20. Skidmore on top as we get close to the 1-minute mark to go here in the first half. Nice steal. Sakoza down to Lewis. Fitzgerald trying to drive, lowers the shoulder, gets inside and gets it to fall. Craig Fitzgerald with the bucket, cuts it to 19, 41-22. Now under 44 seconds to go here in the half. Contact, and there's going to be a foul on Lewis, called for the shove with the body. Or rather, Boglin is going to get called for the foul, not Lewis. Sanders will go to the line. Sanders with 7 points on the afternoon. 3 of 8 shooting, 1 of 1 from the free throw line. Skidmore shooting 12 of 32 from the field, so they're not exactly burning it up themselves, but they're playing really tough defense, making a lot of free throws. They're 15 of 18 here in the first half. This is Luster inside to Boglin, but Luster's going to get whistled for the charge before he delivered the pass. Now 25.8 seconds to go in the half, so the shot clock will be off. RPI down by 19 here. Meta Noonan. Off to Sanders. Skidmore going to hold for the last shot. We're down to 13. Down low, got to watch for Merrill. He almost was wide open there. Nice recovery by Fitzgerald. 3 seconds, 2, shot won't fall. Rebound again, Sanders, and he gets that one to fall. Nice follow by Eric Sanders. Icing on the cake for the Thoroughbreds, kind of fitting for the first half to end this way. As once again, one of the dominant front court men for Skidmore with a bucket in the lane, and that kind of tells the story of the first half. They're going to go to the locker room now. Skidmore with a commanding lead, 43-22. We're going to take a break here on RPI TV, and we'll be back just before the second half to go over the stats and get you set up for the start of the second half. Again, you're watching this on RPI TV. All the games will be archived if you want to view them later at rpitv.org.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the floor, the RPI dance team. Fans, one public health announcement. There is a confirmed case of measles on campus. If you are not immunized, it is recommended that you leave campus at this time. Okay, some halftime stats for you. First for Skidmore, with 7 points, Baruch Kovacevic. With 9 points, Eric Saunders, and with 11 points, Connor Merrill. For your engineers, 12 players, with 2 points. Chase Allman, Reggie Coles, Jonathan Husker, and Craig Fitzgerald. Second leading scorer with 6 points is Josh Dugas. And your leading scorer with 7 points is Jesus Cardenas.
And welcome back here. Just a couple of minutes before we get started with the second half, we're at the East Campus Arena on the campus of RPI in Troy, New York. Halftime score, Skidmore 43, Rensselaer 22. As you can tell, the Engineers have been ice cold most of the first half. With poor shooting, the Engineers have made just 9 of their 40 attempts during the first half. They've also been out rebounded 35-21, which are the 2 statistics you need to know most to explain this 21-point deficit. If you're a fan of the Engineers, well, what's the silver lining, or the hopeful sign? The hopeful sign might be this. 2 weeks ago, when these 2 teams played in Saratoga Springs, the Thoroughbreds had a 15-point lead at halftime. RPI came all the way back from that and pulled out a win 96-95 on Nick Keefe's buzzer beater, a 3-pointer at the buzzer, to make it a 96-95 win for RPI. Excuse me, I said 15-point deficit. It was a 14-point deficit that the Engineers overcame that day. Let's take a look real quick at your leading scorers and leading rebounders on the afternoon for Skidmore. Connor Merrill leads the way with 11. Eric Sanders has 9. Perun Kovacevic with 7. Quentin Howard and Tanner Brooks 6 apiece. Aldine Metanunan with 4. Rebounds, Kovacevic and Sanders both have 8. And Brooks leads the ball club with 5 assists. For the RPI Engineers, off the bench, Jesus Cardenas leads the club with 7. Also off the bench, Josh Dugas with 6. With 2 apiece, Reggie Coles, Chase Allman, Jonathan Luster, and Craig Fitzgerald. 1 for Brian Hatcher. Rebounds, the Engineers are led by Chase Allman, who has 4. And assists, Jose Cardenas as the lone assist for the Engineers. To put a little context on this ball game, these 2 ball clubs are tied. Despite what you might see right now, the score lopsided. These 2 ball clubs came in tied for 4th in the league standings, both at 5 and 4. Again, the top 4 teams in the Liberty League make it to the playoffs, to the postseason tournament. So they're scrapping for one of those seats, along with Clarkson, who's just a game behind him, and the RIT, Rochester Institute of Technology Tigers. And the second half begins the way the first half ended, with a basket by Eric Sanders. Bank shot right in off the glass, and the Thoroughbreds now have a 23-point lead, their biggest of the afternoon. That's Harrington with a jumper that's a little short. Colas puts up a 15-footer and hits. Reggie Colas with his second bucket of the afternoon cuts it to 21. Skidmore easily beats the press, and there's Connor Merrill. Can't get the layup to fall, however. Gendron with the rebound. Engineers going to try to run it back. That's Keefe off to Harrington. Inside to Allman. And Colas can't get that to fall. Out of bounds off of Merrill, and the Engineers will retain possession. 21-point lead for Skidmore. Just played 1 minute and 3 seconds so far in the second half. And if you're Skidmore, the Skidmore coach Joe Burke, I got to imagine you're in there at halftime saying, remember what happened 2 weeks ago against this same team. We were up 14 and we coughed up the lead very quickly. So they're trying, Skidmore, from the Skidmore perspective, they're trying to avoid a repeat of the last time around, where RPI came firing out of the gates on a 15-2 run to just about even up the score, and it was sort of nip and tuck the rest of the way. Varun Kovacevic now at the line. He ended that first half with 7 points and 8 rebounds. Again, a quick peek here at the Liberty League standings coming into today. Hobart was 8-1, Vassar 6-2, RIT 4-3, Skidmore and RPI both 5-4, Clarkson 3-4, St. Lawrence and Union both 2-5, and Bard at 0-7. Engineers down by 21 as Tanner Brooks brings it up to half court. Keefe on him. Tries to drive past Harrington and ends up throwing it away. Nice defense there by Harrington. Engineers struggled through that first half trying to find anybody to get a hot hand shooting. Dugas hit a couple of three-pointers and then cooled off. Later, Cardenas came in and scored 7. Nash Wadowski had a good first half with a lot of hustle points, if you will, steals and rebounds. Oh, there's a collision, and Connor Merrill's going to get charged with the travel. Take a look at how he's hobbling a little bit. Looked like his ankle rolled over in that collision with Harrington. And the Engineers substitute the second 5 for the first 5. Wadowski and Hatcher, the big men. Backcourt of 3 guards in the backcourt: Cardenas, Kane, and Dugas. Here's Dugas. Scored 21 points last night, hit 2 3-pointers early, but hasn't found the touch again. (46-27). Engineers down by 21. As we mentioned, Wadowski doesn't necessarily have a lot to show in the stat total. 2 rebounds and 2 steals, no points, but he certainly had a lot of hustle, created a lot of havoc in the middle for the Thoroughbreds. It's Meta Noonan. Merrill, who's not afraid to take that 3-pointer. Back to Merrill in the right corner again, and this time he will take it and hit it. 24-point lead for the Thoroughbreds. That's their biggest of the afternoon. Cardenas passes up the layup himself, tries to hand off to Wadowski, who gets fouled going up.
Skidmore fouls.
Nash Wadowski at the line. Wadowski is a 6'7" sophomore out of Macedonia, Ohio, and rattles that one in and out. Engineers just can't seem to get anything going offensively so far. In fact, they are now, with that, the Engineers are now 2 of 9. 2 of 9 from the free throw line. Lob up to Merrill. Nice block by Hatcher, recovered by Cardenas. Here's Kane. It's 50-27 here. Engineers just, again, trying to get something going offensively. They're 11 of 46 from the field and 2 of 9 from the free throw line. And being out-rebounded as well, 38-25. So it's basically been all Skidmore this afternoon. Cardenas guarded by Sanders. Dugas tries to force something in the middle, and he will get to draw the foul. Let's see if that was on Merrill. He and Kovacevic both collapsed on Dugas. Merrill gets whistled for the foul. That is his third. Dugas with 7. Tied with Cardenas for the club lead at this point, and now with his 8th. So Dugas with a team high 8 right now for the Engineers. They're down by 21. 16-17 to go in the second half. Connor Merrill with a nice feed from Meta Noonan.
RPI foul number 20, Jesus Cardenas is third, team's second.
And Engineers play that full court press, and if they don't force a turnover, they can sometimes get beaten on the fast break that way. And Meta Noonan with a nice feed to Merrill for the bucket. Merrill now with 17 points, a game high. Cardenas' floater won't fall. A lot of contact inside. Call's going to be against RPI. Starting 5 back in for RPI. It's Allman who's guarding the ball, along with Harrington, Colas, Keefe, and Gendron. It's Brooks across the timeline. Over to Lowry. That's number 10 Lowry now in the ball game for Skidmore. Howard, number 12, also in. He had a good first half for the Thoroughbreds. Howard, number 12, had 6 points and 4 rebounds. It's Meta Noonan in the corner. Nice fake move to get away from Keefe, but the ball stolen there by Harrington. And Keefe across the timeline over to Colas. Down low, Allman feeds off to Gendron, and he gets the bank shot to fall. Tyler Gendron with the bucket cuts it back down to a 22-point game. Oh, and Harrington gets called for the block. He thought he had position on Brooks. A little surprise, but the call goes the Skidmore Thoroughbreds way. 15-16 to go in the second half. Thoroughbreds by 22. Here's Lowry. Nice block by Gendron. Burke wanted a goaltending. Oh, there's an air ball by Keefe. Gendron comes up with it, throws up a wild shot, gets nothing but glass. And now Brooks comes up with it. Steal attempt by Gendron, but he can't hold on to it. So it'll be Skidmore ball. RPI down 22. 14 minutes and 57 seconds to go here in the second half. Crucial ball game in the positioning to try to qualify for the Liberty League tournament. Again, these two teams came in today tied for 4th in the league, and only the top 4 teams make the conference tournament. Lowry will take a 3, and that's way long. Harrington the rebound. Long pass down to Gendron. He's one-on-one with Lowry and can't get it to fall. Tipped by Colas, won't fall. Out of bounds, RPI ball. Sanders now getting ready to check back in for the Thoroughbreds, coming in for Lowry, which once again restores Skidmore's size advantage in the front court that they've enjoyed all afternoon. We got the 6'6" Kovacevic, 6'6" Sanders, and also Quentin Howard, and who stands 6'5". Keefe loses control, and that's Sanders coming up with it. Meta Noonan now across the timeline to Sanders, double teamed. Down low, Howard back out on the wing. Brooks with a nice save. Howard, Sanders inside. Can't get it to fall. Looks like he was kind of caught off guard by that pass. Wasn't ready to handle it. Gendron off to Keith. Gendron looking for the three-pointer. And looks like we're going to get a charge. Yep. Gendron a little bit out of control. And he's whistled for the charge. And he will head to the bench with the rest of the RPI starting 5. Second unit back in. It's Kane, Cardenas, Hatcher, Nadowski, and Dugas. RPI is going to need a sustained run to get back in this ball game, which they just have not put together all day. Their size disadvantage has hurt them. They haven't really found a way to sort of a clean flow with the ball to set up open three-pointers all afternoon. Everything's been very contested, and when that happens and you have a size disadvantage, you're never really going to get a lot of open looks, which is sort of the sum of things this afternoon for the Engineers. Quentin Howard with the rebound in traffic. Nice hustle by Howard. Looks like the foul is going to be called on Wadowski. Not a shooting foul, so it will be Skidmore ball on the baseline. Engineers have 5 team fouls so far in the second half. Brooks will let a three-pointer fly and hits that one. And now the Skidmore Thoroughbreds have really opened up the lead. It's up to 25 points, 56-31. Tanner Brooks with 9 points after that three-pointer. Here's Brooks again. Nice feed to Merrill, who blows the layup. Hatcher with the rebound. Wonder if Merrill went in not knowing whether to lay it up or dunk it. Went for the layup and just clanked it off the back rim. Dugas from 3. Still can't find the range. Brooks with the rebound. RPI now 3 of 19 on three-point attempts this afternoon. Merrill in the corner.
Engineer foul number 52, Brian Hatcher, his second, team's 6th. At the line.
When these two teams met 2 weeks ago and RPI prevailed 96-95, the Engineers a much better shooting percentage, 38% overall, and from three-point land, the Engineers or 16 of 40, which is 40%. So hit 40% of their threes 2 weeks ago against this Thoroughbred team. Today they're hitting just 15%, 3 out of 20. And they find themselves down by 27 points with just 12 minutes to play here in the second half. A little bit of traffic. Cardenas takes a fall. Looked like purely accidental. His feet getting caught up there. It didn't look like an intentional shove at all. In fact, the Thoroughbred player, 21, Gabe O'Brien, reached down and tried to help Cardenas up. He gets whistled for the foul. That's the 4th team foul in the second half for Skidmore. Cardenas having trouble. Now throws it long all the way out to Hatcher in backcourt. Now Cardenas sets it up. Trying to get inside on Meta Noonan. He has about a 6-inch height advantage. Nice hustle by Hatcher. There's Dugas, who hasn't gotten untracked all day. Dugas again, he stands 6'2", but he's guarded by the 6'6" Sanders. Kind of hard to get any kind of shooting room for him. And this one is blocked by Merrill. Ball is kicked accidentally, no calls. Ball still live. Merrill saves it. Howard in the corner. Nice steal by Hatcher. Out to Dugas. Gets a little shove from behind. No call. He gets the bank shot to go. Josh Dugas cuts it to 25. 58-33 now. Dugas with a team high 10 points for the Engineers.
Timeout, Skidmore.
Skidmore with a timeout. The Thoroughbreds with a comfortable 25-point lead. I got to imagine Coach Joe Burke is taking that time out to sort of slow down the pace, give the Thoroughbreds a break. As we mentioned in the first half, if you weren't with us, RPI style, and it's been this way for about the last 3 years, is to have a sort of a 40-minute full-court press, hectic pace, wear down your opponent, substitute 5 guys at a time, just push the ball. And in contrast, Skidmore, and by the way, RPI will play 15 players a game. In contrast, Skidmore relies heavily on its starting 5. All 5 of them score in double digits. All 5 of them average at least 26 minutes per game. So, whereas they have a big, comfortable lead, 25 points here with 11 minutes to go. If you're Skidmore coach Joe Burke, you're probably cognizant of the fact of you got your starting 5 out there for a lot of minutes, and it's been a full court game nonstop. You know, you got to make sure that your guys don't wear down and allow RPI to start chipping away at this lead.
Substitution during the break for Skidmore
Meta Noonan in backcourt trapped. Now up to Sanders, who will break it across the timeline. Down to Connor Merrill. Reverse layup is up and in. 60-33. Skidmore matches its biggest lead of the afternoon, 27 points. The ball can't be handled by Boglin. Howard comes up with it. And now Skidmore with another chance to even add to that biggest lead of the afternoon. Merrill has an open 3 from the corner. He likes that shot. That one's just a little bit long. Back down the other way. Here's Luster. Over to Fitzgerald, trying to drive on Howard. I think, Fitzgerald will get called for the charge. I got to tell you, I didn't think Howard had position that time. I thought he was still moving and moving horizontally, trying to block Fitzgerald, but the call goes Skidmore's way. Sanders looking to get it into Meta Noonan. Again, they've had not all that much trouble with the press all afternoon. Certainly Skidmore has more turnovers than RPI. 11-8, but again, RPI in this kind of game, RPI is going to need at least a 2-1 or more or better advantage in the turnover department to prevail, and they haven't been able to force nearly enough turnovers to overcome the poor shooting and the Skidmore advantage on the boards. Now you'll see Skidmore really trying to eat up as much clock on every possession here. They've got a big lead. They're playing their starting five a lot. They're not going to want to keep this frenetic pace. There's a nice feed inside. Kovacevic can't get it to fall. Sanders the rebound. Some contact down low. Looks like its foul's going to be on Luster. (62-35) Skidmore. 9 minutes and 5 seconds to go here in the ball game. Again, the Liberty League, if you're not familiar, not every team gets to make it to the playoffs. Only the top four, which as of today would be Hobart, Vassar, RIT, and Skidmore. But a lot of games left to play on the season. Next weekend, RPI will be making the trip up to the North Country. Road games Friday night against Clarkson and Saturday night against St. Lawrence. Skidmore hosts a midweek game against Clarkson. And then we'll have the weekend off. It's a 9-team league, and inevitably someone has the weekend off. And next week, that's Skidmore. There's a steal by Sanders. He dunks it. It's sort of your signature play for the afternoon. It's now a 30-point lead for the Thoroughbreds, 65-35. Boglin, fadeaway jumper won't fall. Now near the 8.5-minute mark. Kovacevic. Sanders. Boglin with the rebound. Jumper coming up a little short by Sanders. Start to wonder at what point does the Skidmore staff start to feel if they're get the sense that some of their starters are been working hard all afternoon, are going to be a little winded. You wonder if they're going to start to substitute as we get close to the 5-minute mark. And the lead remains as huge as it is right now. And now RPI backing off on the press. And it's sort of symbolic here. The Thoroughbreds have not had all that much trouble with the press today. Three-pointer by Brooks is good. 68-35. Skidmore with a 33-point lead. Its biggest of the afternoon. There's Gendron with a three-pointer, and that's a little short. Allman still fighting inside for rebounds, but he was outnumbered there 2-1 and couldn't come up with it. Looking at some of the team stats now, Skidmore's hitting just 40% of its shots, but that's not bad compared to the RPI Engineers, who are hitting just 23% at this point. Three-pointer, Skidmore 5 of 13 for 39%. RPI 3 of 23 for 13%. And free throws, Skidmore 21 of 26 for 81%. RPI just 4 of 11 from the line for 36%. Colas' jumper from the corner won't fall. Skidmore just looking to run off some time here each possession. There's a steal by Allman, looking to drive one-on-one. A little bit out of control, can't get it to fall. Colas can't get the rebound to fall, the follow to fall either. Out of bounds, RPI ball. Here's Keefe. Colas with the three, Reggie Colas. 68-38, Skidmore. Colas now with 7 on the afternoon. There's Allman, it won't fall. Tip by Gendron won't fall. Meta-Noonan comes up with it. And a timeout by Skidmore. 68-38, Joe Burke with another timeout. I think you can kind of see some of the Skidmore players going full tilt and not substituting nearly as much as RPI. Last couple of possessions, some of the jumpers coming up really short. It kind of tells you perhaps getting a little bit tired legs out there. And but don't get the wrong impression. They're comfortably ahead. They're 30 points ahead with just 6.5 minutes to go. I think this is just a matter for them now of kind of managing the clock the rest of the way. 68-38. 30-point lead here for the Thoroughbreds. Take a quick look at the stats here. Connor Merrill leading the way for Skidmore with 19 on 7 of 12 shooting. 14 apiece for Tanner Brooks and Eric Sanders. Perun Kovacevic has 11. Quentin Howard 6. Alden Meta-Noonan with 4. For RPI, they are led by Josh Dugas with 10. Reggie Colas and Jesus Cardenas with 7. Craig Fitzgerald with 4. A number of players with 2 and 1 point apiece. As we get ready to go here, 6.5 minutes to play in the second half. Quite a contrast to the first time these two teams met. It was a nail biter all the way. RPI coming up with a 96-95 win on a last-second buzzer beater by Nick Keefe. Barring some miracle comeback, there'll be no last-minute buzzer beaters today. In the corner, that's Merrill. Steal by Gendron. Off to Keefe. Gendron will take that 3. And it's no good. Sanders. A little bit of contact here by Brooks and Colas. Not sure what all of that was about, but there's been a little bit of jawing here at the end of the game. Both teams wearing down a little bit in the last few minutes here. Brooks asking now the ref for a call. He got tied at arms locked there with Colas, and they both hit the ground.
RPI foul is on number 35, Chase Allman, his second, team's 9th.
And Sanders short on the free throw, which again, coaches will tell you that's often a sign of tired legs. Coming up short on free throws towards the end of a ball game there. (69-38). Eric Sanders, by the way, has 14 rebounds, leading all players in that category this afternoon. He's whistled for the kick there. On the RPI side, Tyler Gendron and Brian Hatcher have 5 rebounds apiece. Here's Keefe. Off to Colas. He'll take that 3. Comes up short. Gets his own rebound. Takes it again. And banks it off. About a 15-foot bank shot there for Reggie Colas. Makes it 69-40. And looks like we got a foul on Colas after the shot went in. And the Thoroughbreds will be down it the other way shooting free throws because RPI is in the double bonus, having committed 10 fouls here in the second half. Sorry, that was on Gendron. Tyler Gendron got the foul. Colas reacted, kind of threw his arms up as if it had been called on him, but in fact it was Gendron who got whistled. Tanner Brooks hits 1 of 2. Makes it a 70-40 game. He's got 15 on the afternoon. Now Brooks up and in again, and now Brooks with 17. 72-40 Skidmore. We're under 5 minutes to play. Here's Harrington in traffic. Feeds it back out to Keefe, who gets the three-pointer to go, and the foul by Sanders. Nick Keefe, it's only his second field goal of the afternoon. He's now 2 of 7. He's got 5 points. Stands in stark contrast to 2 weeks ago. He had 20 points, including the game-winning three-pointer when RPI beat Skidmore 96-95. Under 5 minutes, and Skidmore with a 29-point lead, but no move for Coach Joe Burke to empty his bench just yet. Three-pointer in and out by Brooks. It's Hatcher, back to Keefe. In traffic, misses the runner. Fast break the other way. There's Eric Sanders going to try to take it all the way, and he slams that one home. And it's a 31-point lead. In the corner, there's Dugas. Can't get that one to fall. Connor Merrill. And Skidmore now with a chance to match or take its biggest lead of the afternoon. That was 33 points a little bit earlier. They hold a 31-point advantage now. These two teams traded baskets early. Believe it or not, RPI had one lead in the ball game. That was at 5-3. At about, and that was at the 17:35 mark of the first half. So RPI's first and last lead came just 2.5 minutes into the ball game. Since then, it's been all Skidmore. Ash Wadowski with the layup gets it back to 31. Kovacevic with the layup, and now a timeout by Skidmore. Under 3 minutes now, perhaps we'll see the benches empty for the Thoroughbreds. They have a commanding lead, 33 points, with just 2:51 to go here in the ball game. 33 matching Skidmore's biggest lead of the day. Had it twice, 68-35, and then again here, 78-45. And now some of the substitutes coming in for Skidmore. That's 23, Isaac Karp, also number 10, Eric Lowry, number 12, Quentin Howard. But two starters still out there, interestingly. Connor Merrill, 33, and 5, Alden Metanunen. Dugas, the only RPI player in double figures. He has 12. Quentin Howard can't get that layup to fall.
Skidmore foul number 33, Connor Merrill, his fourth. Team's 8th. Line for the Engineers,
Brian Hatcher heading to the line. Hatcher's logged 14 minutes of play so far today. He's now 2 of 3 from the line for 2 points, 0 of 1 from the field. He also has 7 rebounds, so he's been very active inside. It's Gabe O'Brien, now off to Karp. All tipped away there by Hatcher, but regained by Skidmore. We're now under 2 minutes to play. Skidmore with a 29-point lead. Just looking to run some clock off with each possession. And we're going to get a foul or a jump ball. It is a jump ball. Hatcher tying up Howard. Meta Noonan coming out, and Eric Sanders, another one of the starters for Skidmore, going back into the ball game, even though it's just 1 minute and 50 left, and Skidmore leads it by 29. Here's a steal by O'Brien. Can't quite control it. Now he does. Gets it off to Lowry. Over to Howard. Nice defense. It looked like nice defensive position by Hatcher, but he will get called for the foul. And Howard will go to the line. 78-49 Skidmore. 1 minute 29 to go. With this win, Skidmore will move into 4th place in the league. Other games this afternoon. Well, we don't have a lot of. In fact, we don't have any scores from any of the other games. RIT is at St. Lawrence. Hobart is at Clarkson. But we do know that Bard at Union has been postponed. We're not sure of the reason why, but according to the Liberty League Sports website, the 4 o'clock game today between Bard and Union was postponed. Engineers will look to rebound next week. They'll have to do it on the road at Clarkson and at St. Lawrence. Hope to come out of there with at least a split if they're going to stay in the running for a spot in the Liberty League postseason tournament. As we head down to the 1 minute mark. There's a long 3. Comes up short by Brian Moore. Down to 42 seconds left. That jumper no good by Persons. Matt Persons, first shot of the afternoon. Down to 30 seconds. Lowry, left-handed layup, will fall. And it's 82-49 Skidmore. Shot clock off. Final 20 seconds here. Fitzgerald will take the 3. That's way off. Karp with the rebound. And we'll see if Skidmore just runs out the clock now. Shot clock is off. 82-49. And there it is. Skidmore with a convincing victory here this afternoon at the East Campus Arena. 82-49 over RPI. Just a complete blowout, a game that was never close from after the first 5 minutes. RPI had a 5-3 lead. Skidmore went on about a 10-2 run and never looked back. Quickly, we're going to recount some of the scoring for you on the day. For RPI, the leading scorer was Josh Dugas with 12, followed by Chase Allman with 9. Rebounds, Brian Hatcher led with 7. For Skidmore, several players in double figures. Connor Merrill leading the way with 19, Eric Sanders 17, Tanner Brooks 16, Perun Kovacevic with 15, Sanders also had a game-high 15 rebounds. Brooks had a game-high 7 assists. So that'll do it for this afternoon from Troy at East Campus Arena. The Engineers fall to 7-12 overall, 5-5 in league play. Skidmore 12-7 overall, 6-4 in league play. Again, for RPITV.org, I'm Yancey Roy, reminding you the final score: Skidmore 82, Rensselaer 49.
Was the other one as bad as this one?
No, this one's worse. So yeah, recap.
I'll definitely do that.
Can you make it to the Tuesday meeting?
What time is Tuesday meeting?
No, the regular Tuesday meeting.
Oh, yeah. It's the regular one.
Over pizza. Are you amateur?
No, I'm a junior. I'll be here next.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah. Next year there won't be pizza at meetings.
Yeah.
It got cut from there wasn't. They literally just said it at all to any club. So we'll still be able, so we'll be able to get people like hockey because athletics gets in. But food, like, for stuff like this. Well, for stuff like this, sometimes it works out. If we're doing an athletics thing, it'll be like,